CM Punk footage aired last night, and surprise, surprise, he was telling the truth. Young Bucks, AEW, you're taking an L on this one because, yeah, CM Punk was telling the truth. They aired the footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry at Wembley, and yeah, it wasn't really a fight. It was a little bit of a choke, but I saw no lie from CM Punk. So I hope you popped a rating. That's what Bubba Ray said. He's like, this was an embarrassment, and he hopes that they at least popped a rating because they look like fools right now, and at least it'd be worth it. You know, yeah, I'll pop a rating to look like a fool, but if you don't even do that, then what was the point? Your crowd was chanting CM Punk. Here, listen to this take. This is from Wrestling 24 on Facebook from Yaz. Crowd was chanting for CM Punk, LOL. The fact we never got Punk and FTR versus the Elite will always be the biggest mistake this company ever made. Controversy creates cash, and AEW left money on the table. All because the Bucks didn't want to do business with Punk. Punk was willing. FTR was willing. Omega was willing. The two people who weren't are the same people still showing footage of it. LOL. He's right. And you might be like, wait a second, controversy creates cash, so that's what they did, right? They're doing controversy. Here I am doing a video about it. I never do AEW videos, and here I am doing a video about it. So they got people talking, but they got people talking in the bad way. See, there's good heat and there's go away heat. Good heat is when we boo at you, boo, you suck, but we come back for more to see what they'll do. We come back to boo them more. But then there's go away heat where we change the channel. We're like, oh God, this sucks. And we change the channel. So good heat, what's he gonna do next? Oh, I hate that guy. I'm gonna show up and boo him. Go away heat. Oh, that guy sucks. I'm leaving. And that's what AEW got here. They got go away heat. Controversy creates cash, but it also can make you go bankrupt. And so sad. So sad. I want to point out also, the only thing that maybe was that I'm not sure if CM Punk mentioned it. I guess it did seem like he pushed first, so that's about it. But I got one of my people on YouTube commented this last night, and I thought it was an interesting take that, kind of makes sense. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so it's LEJONKNUG. And he basically says that Perry did very typical bullying behavior where you bully, and then you say one thing that will trigger the response from the victim, and the victim will then just suddenly lash out on something that maybe doesn't seem such a big deal. Like, that's what you snapped on, but it's all the behaviors that lead up to it, and then that person is the victim is the one that gets in trouble because they're the one who pushed first or who punched first in front of the teacher or something because they were just at a breaking point. Now, I'm not here saying that CM Punk was getting bullied by Jack Perry, but all of these comments, the brawl out, the this, the that, all these things led up, and maybe Punk, I would hesitate to really say getting bullied, but he was put in a hostile environment for so long that he blew his top. He blew his top eventually, and, I think that's a fair comment. And then the other thing that AEW did was they had Ospreay, whatever his name is, I don't even really know his name, Will Ospreay. He reacted to another podcast that was done, and again, it's not canon, and AEW is so obsessed with WWE. You should be obsessed with WWE. You should be trying to emulate them to get to their level and then surpass them. But they're obsessed in the wrong way, in that they want to just take shots at them. They think if they tear them down, it'll bring them up, and it's not doing that. Well, Ospreay makes this comment because Triple H over WrestleMania weekend said this about, he didn't name names, but he said, maybe I'm glad I didn't sign you. If you're not willing to grind at this point in your career, then I don't want you. He didn't mention any names. Everybody thought it was Ospreay, and Will Ospreay then went and on the same night of the footage, he said, well, this coming from a guy who only got to where he is because he grinded on the boss's daughter. He's like, ooh, all right, that was a good insult 20 years ago. All right, that was a good insult during the ruthless aggression era when it did seem like, you know, back then I could understand why people would be like, did Triple H just marry into the family for power? I can understand that, but we're talking 20, 30 years later. We see their marriage, all right? We see how they look at each other. We see all of the comments they made for each other. We see their children. We see this. We see that. They live together. They love each other. That comment no longer applies, all right? That comment, that insult is no longer an insult. That is an insult a child would say on the playground. You cannot use that kind of insult after you see a loving marriage 20, 30 years later. Okay, you get what I'm saying? That was only applied back in the day. Okay, you want to do that 30 years ago? Go for it. But they love each other. Hell, their marriage started before mine and lasted longer than mine. Those two, they love each other, all right? Even though it looked bad in the beginning, they proved it. That's real love there, and man, the AEW, you can throw shots at WWE, but you can't do it in a way that looks like it looks right now. I don't know how. I wonder what would be a good shot to throw at them. I don't know. Just if you have nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Wait till hire some writers, hire some better bookers, or Tony, step aside. You got great bookers there, actually. Step aside and let them start doing their jobs, or start leaning on their knowledge, because you're just looking like a fool. You took an L. What I fear is what's going to happen is, because you're on Twitter so much and all your people are looking at the dirt sheets, is that you guys are going to get really worked up about this, how the internet is saying you took an L, and then you're going to defend yourself. And it's like, no. The public, let the public decide if this is an L or a W and move on. All right, learn from it. Because CM Punk is trending on Twitter right now, and AEW is not. Believe it or not, I really do want AEW to succeed. I really do. Oh man, I really want them to succeed, but they are not. And I'm afraid they will eventually fail. I mean, thankfully, there's $1 billion behind it because Tony Khan has the money, so he can prop it up longer than most. But I really am afraid for when Tony gets bored and the company gets sold to somebody else, because people can't sustain this kind of business model. Because what CM Punk said was right. It's not a business. Anyways, guys, please acknowledge that subscribe button and tell me your thoughts in the comment below about this whole ordeal. You know, it is fun. It was one of my favorite parts of the Attitude Era, was the companies taking shots at each other. And sometimes they went too far. Sometimes it did seem stupid. But when they hit, they hit. So hopefully we get to that point again. But right now, all misses from AEW. Guys, have a good day.